My name is Jennifer Stevenson, and I interviewed Easton Walter on June 23rd, 2014. The business that Easton Walter started is Coin and Bullion of Pensacola. It is a coin and bullion business, and it is located in Pensacola, Florida. Easton Walter is who I'm interviewing, and he is a partner in this business. His business has 2 locations, one here and one in Panama City. His family members that are also involved in his business is his father, Ed Walter, and his brother, E.J. Walter, who are all partners.
What made you decide to open up your own business?
My brother and I decided to open our own business after our father had a liquidation company / import company called Esmeralda Imports, and we decided to branch off of that and go into the golden bullion business, which kind of correlated with his business, and it gave us the inspiration to do our thing and give us a chance to make our own money without relying on our parents. And we also got inspiration from our uncle who owned Jim Walter Homes and was good at helping us and guiding us on ways to make our business more
And
profitable.
planning did it take before deciding to open up your own business?
Time, it took us about a year's worth of planning, and money, we got the backing from our father, because you have to have large amounts of liquid capital to be able to buy and sell and trade in the bullion business to get started. And once you get going, you'll keep a large amount of liquid capital to be able, with anybody you have to deal with, to be able to meet their needs. And planning, we kind of had a business plan from the start as far as what we were going to do. We've seen it done all our life, and our father was in the liquidation business, so it gave us an idea on how to get rid of stuff and buy stuff. So
Did you go
it
about
helped us
finding
out.
a location for your business?
For our business, that was probably the longest part of our business plan. It was finding a location, because we had a Class 3 bank vault, which is a concrete steel vault structure with a 90,000-pound door to be able to store the gold and silver that people would want, because you can't just have it in a regular day safe or we couldn't get insured. So that probably took us a year and a half. That was the longest of anything, and it took a lot of capital to purchase the building too, because the bank vault cost more than.
How, what, when, and where do you advertise and promote your business?
We do a lot of advertising through TV. It gets our name out there and opens a lot of more people's eyes to our business and what we offer, and it helps bring a lot more clientele in. And we do a little bit of radio advertising when we're running promotions or specials, but radio is more of a local thing, so it doesn't help as much. We do television advertising because it reaches a large audience, gets our name to a large number of people, and we found it's probably the best way to get our name out to a large number of people. We also have a website that helps get our name out, and our website's more for our existing customers. They can go on there and order bullion and gold from us straight off our website without having to come in or anything else. So that helps too, and it gets people wanting to get into the business of buying and selling. We give them a little page on how to get started and gives them some good background information.
What is the licensing requirement for your business?
We really don't have too many licensing requirements. The main one is we have to have, obviously, a state business license, which is pretty much the extent of our licensing that we have to have, and then all those county permits and stuff you have to have for businesses, and just your basic licensing. We don't have any special licensing we have to have.
How do you select potential employees that you will trust?
Selecting employees for our business is very hard, because you're handling large sums of money all day long. You're handling large amounts of capital. It's a very rigorous process who we select. We usually select friends because we know them very well, and we're looking for employees that once we train are going to be with us for long periods of time, because it takes a lot of time and effort to teach them all the ins and outs and everything they need to know, and they have to be extremely trustworthy or you're going to have problems down the road.
Were you hesitant about working with family members?
A little at first, because you're stuck dealing with your family every day, and your family can make you madder than anyone else just because they know you and know which buttons to push. But it works out pretty well working with your family because you always have someone you can trust to be there when you're not there. When you have something to do, you know they can handle and run the business, and they're invested in the business too. So it's not like an employee. If something happens to the business, they have stuff to lose too. So it works out pretty well.
What company incentives do you offer for your employees?
For our employees, we like to offer company incentives. We usually give them a Christmas bonus at Christmas, and then also throughout the year. If you reach your certain selling goals and sell above and beyond that, we give a commission on top of that, which helps our employees earn more than their base pay and gives them a little drive to strive to do better.
How has owning your own business affected your family? How do you handle theft in your business?
Theft in our business is something that we take very seriously because it doesn't take long for you to, if you are stealing from us like an employee, to rack up a large sum of money very quickly without taking that much. So we handle it as a very serious matter and go about it the best we can of figuring out the full process of the law and doing everything we can.
How has owning your own business affected your family?
Owning our own business has affected my family in many ways. It has brought us closer in some ways, and in other ways it's made us want to spend less time together away from work because you deal with them all day, and you don't really you really want to spend more time with your own family, not necessarily your extended family when you go home. So I think it's good and bad. It's brought us closer and together that we see each other all the time, but then again, it's made us not want to spend more time outside of work.
What succession plan do you have for your business? And if you pass it on to your children and they refuse, what would you do?
Our succession plan is really just as time goes on, we want to continue to grow the company and do all we can to make the company better and broaden our spectrums too if we can, branch out into other things. And as far as family taking over the business, if they don't want to take it over, most likely we would just sell the business, and it's really not that big of a deal. I wouldn't want to push it on anybody who didn't want to run it.
What kind of day-to-day things do you have to do for your business?
Every day for a business, our business operates much like the stock market. You have to check the prices, see if they're going up or down, see what stuff's trading at, see what your customers want to do with their assets that they trust you to handle. And day-to-day operations is pretty much the same as it would be for any business. Everybody gets up, has certain things they have to do in the mornings, and ours is mostly just like checking the markets and stuff like that. And then you just go through business throughout normal.
What is it that makes you feel your business is a success?
Obviously, most people feel like their business is a success when they're making profits, but also we feel like we're having a success as long as all the bills.
What else would you like to
business are
tell me
paid.
about your business or owning a small business in general?
Owning a small business can be very rewarding to someone if they take the time and effort to pursue it. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of hard work, and my best advice I give anybody is if you want to own a business, go after it and take the time and effort to put into it. In the long run, you'll have a lot of self-satisfaction, and you'll feel better about yourself than if you look back 20 years and think, I could have done that if I would have tried a little harder.
Is that like military discount?
Oh, you put it in there.
Let's see if you can look at it today.
No, yeah.
I gotta get a new one of these.